When MoCA came here, of course, it provided jobs, and it provides some place for the people to go. Because until they came here, there was the time that the manufacturing ended and the time the MoCA began, there was really nothing. There was nothing. MoCA is, well, like the savior of the community. Yeah. It's really, really nice to work here. I enjoy it.
This place has always been manufacturing something, whether it was cloth making, whether it was capacitors. Now we just manufacture art. And, you know, it's a much smaller scale. We certainly don't have the kind of staff that Sprague Electric used to have, but I think we have a similar impact in the fact that we're bringing people to this area, we're making people interested in what we're doing here, and we're making art again, and that's really exciting.
It's really fun to be able to give students a sort of alternative future that if you're not going to be a doctor and you're not going to be a lawyer, you actually can be an artist, and here is this space in your backyard where people are doing that every day.
We were living outside of Boston, and the only thing we knew about the community was MoCA. And so we drove out here on a blustery November day, and we toured the museum, and we thought, if a town can support a place like this, we can live here.
We strive to get the community involved, not only in just coming to the place, but in a lot of the residency shows that we do here. The community members are in them. You know, they're active participants.
You know, if you think about it, for 120, 130 years, 4,000 or 5,000 people were in this building every single day, working all the time, and people leave a trace. You can feel it in the slight warp and wave feeling of the floor itself, and I don't know. I think there's something fundamentally human and humane about the buildings that radiate into the art.
Often there's sort of a hush in museums, especially with framed art, and people think, you know, they have to whisper to their companions. Here, you'll often hear people exclaiming or laughing out loud, and there's much more of a sort of relaxed atmosphere.
If I was an artist coming here, what I think would really blow me away is, first of all, the real estate, the space, the size. I'm sure some artists, when they come here, are somewhat daunted by the size of the place, the physical space. I mean, we've got a 2-story gallery that's the length of an American football field. You don't find too many of those in the world.
We have a wonderful space where artists' imaginations can just go wild, and really any artist who walks in the building, their eyes just light up, and that's very exciting.
I actually go to other museums now and I feel sorry for the curators there because it's boring. You know, I love that we have brick walls and I love that we have windows. A lot of museums you walk into, and part of it is the architecture and the place is that sort of cold, sterile white cube. And here, between having performing arts and having, you know, kids space upstairs, and it's lively.
At last count, I think we've hosted on the order of 2,000 artists have been here, making art, installing art, rehearsing, performing on the stages, and that begins to leave a mark too.
With the exception of very, very few institutions worldwide, we're doing things that just aren't being done. And not only are we presenting them, but we're helping to realize them.
We are really about making new work. A lot of museums that will bring art into show, where what we really get excited about is bringing in ideas to make. It's constantly engaging, it's never boring.
I think I really like it. Like, I really like it.
There are things that you can see here that you won't be able to see in other places.
I always think of those Bing Crosby movies where you just get a group of people in the country and they say things like, hey, let's put on a show, and I feel like that's what we're doing here.
You know, we try to give the biggest bang for the buck.